Sofi,
Dime.
¿y de qué dices que va ese programa?
Pues del rock clásico y de las bandas de hard rock del momento.
¿Pero qué tiene de especial que no tenga otro programa de estos?
¿Qué tiene distinto? Pues porque me tiene a mí.
Hi Chris, how are you? It is a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for giving me your time. The truth is, I'm honored to be able to speak to a former MMA fighter. Tell us, were those punches and kicks worth to finally end up being a blues rock musician?
Well, you know, I've always been a musician. Ever since I was a little boy, I started playing guitar when I was about 5 years old. I started doing martial arts at the same age, so I kind of grew up doing them both together. So, you know, I loved the fighting days. It was a great part of my life. I was competing for 10 years and made lots of great friends, had lots of fun. Yeah, I had a lot of injuries from all the punches and the kicks, but it was an amazing part of my life.
Well, in this sport, there are great champions, but also definitely fighters who seems to be totally crazy. Did you met any during your career?
Well, I reckon I've probably met more crazy people in the music industry than I have in the fight industry. I think to be a professional MMA fighter, you've definitely got to be a certain type of person. You definitely got to see things a certain way. But I wouldn't use the word crazy. You know, I've trained with some guys in Vegas that, like Wanderlei Silva, is one of the most famous MMA fighters of all time. Great champion. And he's known as the Axe Murderer, super scary guy. But in real life, he's mega polite, really friendly. It's just when he gets in the cage or the ring, he turns into an animal. But yeah, I've met some great people in the fighting world. And some not so great people in the music world, so you never know.
There are any fighters that you are particularly afraid of or intimidated by their skills and cruelty to the point that you will never have faced them in a ring?
I wouldn't have said there was any fighters that I was ever scared to face. I think if ever you've got a challenge where you know you're about to face an opponent that's intimidating or whatever, or scary, I think you see it as a challenge. It's not, you know, it's not something to be afraid of. It's something to look forward to test your skills against someone of that caliber.
Well, the truth is that your life has been full of emotions despite still being young. What scared you the most? Hitting someone on an octagon or taking the stage with Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top?
You know, playing on stage with Billy Gibbons isn't a scary thing. It's amazing. It's inspiring. He's such a great guy. And he's so passionate about music. He loves what he does. He's just a great guy to be around. So I've never felt scared to be on stage with Billy Gibbons. It's always been a great honour. So I definitely have to say it's a bit more scary stepping into the cage. You know, when I step on stage with Billy, I haven't got to worry about any broken bones or getting choked out or getting knocked out. But also you got to worry about that stuff every time you step into the ring or cage.
Well, what requires more practice to you? Getting in a ring or playing your guitar well?
You know, I did a lot of guitar practice when I was younger. I used to practice for hours on end. I'd come home from school, I'd pick the guitar up and I'd fall asleep with it in my hands. I'd have to say though, like the preparation for a fight is a lot harder than learning to play guitar. All the dieting, all the cardio to make sure your fitness up to scratch, as well as in the sport like mixed martial arts where you have to be good at so many different disciplines. You need to be good at the stand-up, you need to be able to wrestle, you need to be able to throw, you need to be able to take down, you need to be able to work on the ground with submissions, not only doing submissions but defending and fully understanding what's going on, training, getting back to your feet. There's so many different levels to mixed martial arts. It can almost, it can almost be a little bit overwhelming, particularly when people start. I was a coach for many years, and whenever I'd get new people come along, I'd always say, I want to be a fighter. And after a few months, people would quit because there's so much to learn, there's so much to do. There's a lot of skill involved in mixed martial arts that people don't realise. It's not just going in and having a street fight, there's no rules, you just go mad. There's lots of rules, there's lots of skills involved, lots of disciplines. So I would definitely say trying to be an MMA fighter is harder than playing the guitar, because playing the guitar is just, learning the scales, learning the chords, having fun playing. But with mixed martial arts, it's a very, very tough sport. It's very tough on your body, physically and mentally.
What made you change the fight for music?
Well, like I said earlier, I always did martial arts and music together at the same time. Even when I was fighting, I was still doing gigs, just like in a cover band, in pubs, in bars, playing at weddings, just stuff like that. Stuff that wasn't very inspiring. I didn't particularly enjoy it that much, but I was always still playing. But when I retired from fighting, I was coaching other fighters, but I felt like I needed something else. There was, I had all this energy that I wanted to, get out there. I wanted to express myself in a different way. And as I wasn't actually fighting myself anymore, I had various injuries, and I just decided that I just didn't want to do it anymore. I won my last fight. I won a title belt in Thailand, and then I was like, that's it. I didn't think I was going to go any further. Achieved everything I wanted to do. And then I just started writing some songs. So it wasn't like one for the other. I didn't go, I'm going to stop fighting and become a musician. It was just like I stopped the fighting, needed a creative outlet, started writing some songs, started a new band, and then it just went on from there. And the whole time the band was growing, I was still coaching fighters, I was still training people. But then the band just got bigger and bigger and busier, and we were touring all over the place, all over Europe, and I had to step away from the gym. So these days, I'm just full-time with the music.
Well, nowadays, people highly value taking care of themselves physically and mentally. However, it seems the rockers are more sexist and has nothing to do with this way of life. However, there are always exceptions. In your case, are you still training today?
Well, when I'm on the road, it's really hard to train. We travel so much. It's really hard to find the time to be able to do stuff like that. Also, I have to be careful. I can't be getting injuries before a show or before a tour. I can't be breaking my hand or anything like that. So I have to be a little bit careful. Obviously, these days with the whole coronavirus, COVID-19, and live shows stopping for a while, I'm definitely going to look to get back and do some training. I do miss it. I'm not very fit at the moment. I don't feel very fit. So I think with all this time at home, I am going to start training again, just for fun and to get fit. But it is really hard to stay fit on the road. You're traveling so much. You have to just grab some food here, grab some food there. You can't always eat healthily. It's tough in and out of hotels. You don't really have time to do anything, for fitness-wise. It's quite hard to fit it in.
Interesting. As in the fight, in music, you will be also looking to meet specific objectives. What are those objectives?
Yeah, I set kind of short-term goals and I set long-term goals. At the moment, obviously, everything's a little bit chaotic because we don't know what's going on, particularly in the UK. Nothing's been said about when we'll be allowed to do live shows again or anything like that. So I'm not really sure what's happening at the moment. I'm just writing lots of songs and concentrating on that. My next kind of objective, as it were, would be to work on stuff for a new album, look to get that recorded maybe end of this year, early next year, and then when we put it out, I don't know. But that's kind of my next thing, to start working towards my next album. And then as soon as we're allowed to get back touring and live shows can happen again, then I'm going to be hitting it hard because I'm missing playing live very much.
Today there are many talented musicians who are moonlighted due to the world economic situation. In your case, do you dedicate yourself 100% or do you have another job?
Yeah, well, music is my full-time job as a recording artist, as a performing musician with both my bands, the Chris Barris Band and the Supersonic Blues Machine, which is based in Los Angeles, America, and we play all over. Obviously, with the current situation, with the live stuff not happening, I'm going to be okay this year. I've been teaching guitar a little bit on Skype and things like that. Just keep myself busy releasing different videos, trying to keep people entertained in these crazy times. But yeah, I am a full-time musician. It's what I do. Hopefully I'll be fine and it won't get to the point where I need to go and get another job, but we don't know how long we're going to be out of this kind of thing. So I'm going to keep doing the lessons. I run a page on Patreon as well, doing different stuff for people that subscribe to my page. So yeah, I'll just keep myself busy with that, concentrate on the songwriting, and hopefully everything will get back to normal soon and get back out on the road.
But you will be ever fight again?
Well, I'll never say never. The way things are at the moment, obviously, I don't know which way the world is going to go, how things are going to start again. But it's the same in the fight industry, because you can't put on a fight show with thousands of people in an arena, just the same as you can't put on a live performance, a band show, a gig with, thousands of people in an arena. So, yeah, I don't know. I often think maybe if I had some downtime, about just going to Thailand for a month or two and train and just do a little fight out there. I don't know. I'll never say never, but at the moment I'm not planning on fighting again.
I understand. Well, thank you for your time and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much for having me. Take care and keep safe.
Hoy tenemos el placer de presentar a una espectacular banda japonesa de rock llamada Band-Maid. Band-Maid se compone por 5 integrantes japonesas que van vestidas con trajes de sirvienta y que destacan por su gran música de hard rock y metal. Este contraste con su vestimenta y su estilo de música las convierten en un grupo musical muy interesante de escuchar dentro del rock japonés. Sus canciones más famosas alcanzan hasta los 12 millones de reproducciones en YouTube, siendo Thrill, Real Existence, Choose Me, y Alone, las más visualizadas en su canal. Cuentan con 6 álbumes sacados desde 2014. Conqueror de 2019 es su último álbum lanzado, y que logró posicionarse como el número 1 en las listas de álbumes de rock de Oricon en Japón. Han realizado conciertos por toda Japón e incluso por toda América y Europa a lo largo de los años, Con la situación actual con el COVID-19 tuvieron que suspender su última gira, aunque ya tienen planeada la siguiente para el año que viene. En 2019 sacaron un mini álbum, Band Maiko, como un proyecto alterno de la banda. En este concepto, las integrantes salen vestidas con los trajes tradicionales de las aprendices de Geisha y tocando con instrumentos tradicionales de Kioto mientras cantan en el dialecto de esa región. Sin duda, la banda cuenta con una apariencia y estilo muy adictivos para quien las escuche. Cada álbum que han lanzado ha sido más fuerte que el anterior, han ido superando sus expectativas, hasta el punto de lograr colaboraciones con grandes productores, como es en el caso con su canción The Dragon Cries, donde colaboraron con el famosísimo productor musical Tony Visconti, consiguiendo una canción que recuerda a la era musical de bandas como Thin Lizzy o The Moody Blues. En su último álbum, Conqueror, presentan una serie de temas. Hablan del nacimiento, del crecimiento personal, de las decisiones de la vida, de un amor no correspondido, de la muerte e incluso del renacimiento. Esa variedad de temas, con diversos enfoques, crea una división entre las canciones del álbum. Las primeras canciones se perciben llenas de emoción, como si estuviesen cantadas desde el corazón. Brindan una melodía arrolladora. Sin embargo, a partir de Glory, tienen un fuerte engancho y unos riffs de guitarra que hacen que cada canción sea pegadiza. Desde Babel, donde toman inspiración de la clásica banda de rock Queen, y llegando al grunge metal de Reincarnation, transmiten una gran furia frenética en este increíble álbum.
How did we end up here, sifting through our own ashes? Our fires burned brighter We were a beautiful disaster, traveling at speeds where we couldn't see anything that passed us.
symbol of my evil heart. Soon to work where we done. God.
I never felt worse. Go to see the doctor, start chatting up the nurse. She said, let me help you out.
Just a boy of 2. I was just a boy of 2 with golden hair and a button shoe. The devil had a hold on me.
You might be coming home. Then I realized I was dreaming, and I just laid there all alone. Every day without.
Before the flame I had deserted. Step off the map and let it go. Then focus on the fade. Of the day, renewal was the death of my ambition to get higher. I have to go so low, so my worth made time for it while I waited for something lasting until you come around in my way. But it doesn't matter now. It's a winter without passing, so I trust my love too. Disregard the soul, heart is made of mist, and still it's thinning. Bad news for you is we are fucked, and you don't know where we're heading next. The feeling that did remain If we take some time to remember the feeling of what was good, do you recall it at all? To get higher, I had to go so low. So my worth made time for it while I waited for something lasting until you come running my way to stay. What does it matter now? It's the winter of our passing, so my trust, my love too.
Para explicar qué es TVL-BOL, las influencias cinematográficas y musicales de los años 70 y 80 son el punto de partida para entenderlo todo. Las películas exploitation, el cine de terror serie B o el giallo italiano tienden un puente hacia el cine de John Carpenter,
Hacia aquella luz que resultó ser una hoguera semejante a esta.
George Romero o Top Hopper. Y al rock progresivo y psicodélico de bandas y artistas como Goblin, Fabio Frizzi, Claudio Simonetti o Keith Emerson. Su primer trabajo discográfico, La Ultima Traccia di Vita, finalmente rebautizado como The Very Last Vestige of Life para convertirse en la banda sonora de la película española del mismo nombre, tiene la peculiaridad de haberse grabado únicamente con batería y bajos sintetizados, excluyendo el uso de guitarras u otros instrumentos convencionales, creando una atmósfera asfixiante y retorcida. Mezclando el terror convencional con un aparente deseo anárquicamente innovador y con la figura de Fiorenzo Rosso, teniéndolo todo de rojo, la oscuridad, el espíritu del jazz, el heavy metal y la experimentación sonora se unen en una experiencia diferente. Bienvenidos a esta sección llamada
Regreso al vinilo.
Yo soy Lorenzo Sanz.
Yo soy Sofía Denis.
Y en este espacio y cada semana analizaremos un disco mítico de la historia del rock. Vamos a estrenar esta sección con el que para mí personalmente es uno de los mejores discos de la historia. Y te hablo del directo Live and Dangerous de los irlandeses Thin Lizzy.
Hablar de este lanzamiento es hacerlo del que posiblemente sea uno de los mejores discos de rock en directo de todos los tiempos. Un trabajo que para muchos, todavía a día de hoy, muestra la fórmula ganadora de cómo enfocar con éxito este tipo de grabaciones en vivo.
Honestamente, pienso que este trabajo retrata el momento preciso en el que una banda de rock nos enseña por qué un lanzamiento en directo puede ser algo tan maravilloso.
Este doble trabajo incluye un buen puñado de las mejores canciones de rock jamás escritas. Te hablo de temas como Whiskey in the Jar, Jailbreak, Emerald, Don't Believe a Word, Dancing in the Moonlight, Rosalie o The Boys Are Back in Town.
También contiene una de las más bellas baladas de rock de todos los tiempos, Still in Love with You, en el que el juego de guitarras dobladas de Gorham y Robertson te romperá el corazón.
Life and Dangerous fue un gran éxito en el año 1978. En Gran Bretaña, la banda sonora de Grease fue lo único que pudo impedir que alcanzasen el número 1 en las listas. Scott Gorham comentó en una ocasión que Life and Dangerous es el fiel reflejo de lo que era la banda en ese momento.
Pero veamos cómo empezó todo. Fue el éxito de Peter Frampton, Frampton Comes Alive, el detonante que estimuló a Thin Lizzy para grabar su propio disco en directo.
Mientras la banda se encontraba de gira por Estados Unidos en el verano del 76, no dejaron de escuchar este álbum hasta la estrenación, y entonces fue cuando, en la mente de Lynott, todo comenzó a tomar forma. Si funcionaba para Frampton, entonces también debía funcionar para ellos.
Grabado en el Hammersmith Odeon de Londres en noviembre de 1976, con material adicional de conciertos en Toronto y Filadelfia del 77, Life and Dangerous presentó la alineación por excelencia de Thin Lizzy. Esta fue Phil Lynott en el bajo y la voz, Scott Gorham y Brian Robertson liderando las guitarras y Brian Downey en la batería.
Aunque el productor Tony Visconti más tarde afirmó que el 75% de Life and Dangerous fue retocado en el estudio, el periodista Mike Wall le rebatió afirmando que cualquiera que hubiera estado en los conciertos de esa gira podría asegurar que lo que se vio cada noche fue la réplica exacta de lo que se logró plasmar en esa obra. A nadie le queda la menor duda de que este es un álbum que refleja perfectamente las capacidades de esta banda en la cima de sus poderes.
El año 1978 fue justo cuando el grupo ya había conseguido cierta inercia popular con sus discos de 1975 Fighting y Bad Reputation de 1977, con los que sin duda Life and Dangerous fue una forma memorable de celebrar los días gloriosos de Thin Lizzy. Y es que incluso, aunque la afirmación del productor Tony Visconti fuera cierta, Life and Dangerous se siente realmente vivo, conteniendo más energía y potencia que cualquiera de los trabajos de estudio registrados por la banda anteriormente.
Posteriormente se publicaron varios best-of a lo largo de los años para tratar de capturar y mostrar el atractivo de Thin Lizzy a los fans recién iniciados, si bien ninguno ha sido capaz de hacer el trabajo mejor que Life and Dangerous. De hecho, para algunos, Life and Dangerous puede ser el único álbum de Thin Lizzy que necesiten escuchar.
Personalmente recuerdo comprar este lanzamiento por la fascinante pose de Lynott en la portada. Es posible que hubiera sobregrabaciones y una fusión de varios conciertos para conseguir este resultado final, pero el conjunto resultante es sorprendente. Las guitarras gemelas están separadas en diferentes canales y la experiencia de escucha es similar a la de estar frente al escenario con la banda delante. Sin embargo, es el bajo y las voces de Lynott el que definitivamente consigue robar el espectáculo. Tenía 14 años cuando compré este álbum y recuerdo cómo me impresionaron todas esas fotos de Finn Costello. Las versiones de canciones como Jailbreak o Boys Are Back in Town son mucho más emocionantes y vibrantes de lo que fueron nunca, y la excelente producción lo convierte definitivamente en una auténtica obra maestra. Las canciones realmente muestran cuán amplias eran las habilidades de composición de la banda y cuán fácilmente podían mezclar estilos, haciendo que una canción pudiera ser simple o compleja, pero sin comprometer su integridad o calidad. Y hasta aquí el
regreso al vinilo
de hoy. Recuerda que esta sección está patrocinada desde España por Biden Producciones, la productora audiovisual que lleva tus trabajos al siguiente nivel. Gracias por estar ahí. Nos vemos la semana que viene.
¡Rock on!